Alright, what we're going to be doing now is part 2 of the setup is to make a layer mask for each of the groups that we've made, okay, the group folders. So what we're going to do is we are going to actually I'm going to undo all of this. I did a couple things. I'm going to go back to just Beanie Poster. I've done all these things. Move. This is my history over here on the left, or the right, excuse me. History panel. So I've moved everything. I've made all these layer groups. Changed the layer orders. Okay, so I actually have all the groups made at this time. Okay. I had a layer mask made. So there's my history. You can see what's happening. What I'm going to do is actually I'm going to control click the thumbnail to create that selection. I'm going to press Control D right now so you can see what's happening. As I press Control and hold down Control, you'll see as the cursor is over the thumbnail, you'll see a little square marquee show up, like a rectangular marquee. That's for making the selection. So I click it, and it's going to click all the pixels that are in there, even if it's hidden. See, that's hidden, but it's going to click that and create a marquee around all the pixels that are in that layer. Alright, so even if I have a pixel out over here, and I'll even show that to you, well, it'll be outside of the thing. So if I have a brush tool, say I have a little bit of color over here, if I control and click in this layer, it's going to select whatever pixels are placed in there. So I don't need that. I am going to actually undo. That's Control Z, Control Alt Z, which is a step backwards. Alt Control Z, excuse me. And get back to my control, click on the thumbnail, create your marquee selection, your square marquee selection, and then you're going to go to your layer group, the group itself, which is going to affect everything within that group, and add a layer mask. Okay, add layer mask. It actually says that below there. It looks like it doesn't, but there you go. Add layer mask. And what happens is you've got a layer mask that shows anything that's in the white will show, anything that's in the black will be hidden. To give you an example, I'm going to open up a picture, and exactly what I did last time, I'm going to click and drop it in there, and it dropped directly into that layer. This picture is actually very large. Okay, you can see how large it is if I press Control T and try to transform it. Alright, that's how big this picture is. This is the bounding box for the picture. So you can see that it is masked off, so that if it's outside, if any part of it that's in the black area is masked off. Okay? So I'm actually going to check this off. I like the way that looks, and I'm going to put this below my picture of me, and what that means is I still can't see it because I've got the background behind my head. So I have come up with a way. I'm going to use, I think the magic wand is going to work for me in this. I'm going to select and hold Shift and select the background, so I can easily select that out. Good. And if I want to, I can put a mask. What a mask does is it actually doesn't destroy those pixels. Now, I incorrectly selected I didn't select the inverse. So if I want to select the inverse, I could do that. Select the inverse of that and create a layer mask. Alright, and then it does what I wanted to do. Or what I could do, again, is to create the layer mask, and then I can actually double click on the mask itself and invert it. And the good thing about a layer mask too is not only can I invert it, but I have this layer mask created, I can load a selection from that mask. So now I've got that selection. And if I need to use that selection again, or I want to do something else, I could invert that selection. Alright, so it's just this thing. So it's a very handy tool to have. I use this all the time, layer masks. So what we're going to do now is we're going to control and click on each layer and add a layer mask to each group. Control click the layer mask to the group. Control click the layer mask to the group. Alright, so that you should have all 9 layers will have a layer mask. Excuse me, all 9 groups will have a layer mask, and it's called a layer mask. If I was going to add an additional one, it would be a vector mask. That's why vector mask is showing up. But if I was to add just directly to there, it's a layer mask. So selection, and from that selection you can create the mask. Now the good thing about this is it is determined by color. Alright, so this layer mask, if I select the layer, this is the thumbnail, it's linked to the layer mask. If I was to unlink it, I could still move my stuff around, right? I can still move this around, and I'm just moving around the mask itself, not the image. Alright? Make sure they're linked. Okay? With the mask itself, it's the color black and white show and hide. So white hide, or excuse me, white shows and black hides. So if I actually made a mistake, if I want to go in here and want to edit that layer mask, alright, there's a little part in my hair that I want to redo. I'm going to go to the brush tool and have the layer mask selected, and I can brush in a little bit more of that area to reveal more with the white. Now I'm going to press the X or switch the foreground and background colors, and now I'm going to brush it away. Now all I'm doing is I'm affecting the mask, not the photograph itself. I'm not deleting any pixels, I'm only hiding pixels. And that's what we want to do with our layer mask, is preserve the original pixels that are in our photograph if we want to, and in this case I did. Alright, and preserve those pixels. If you want to get rid of them, you can, but not necessary in this case. When you're done, your document is ready to go. You're going to start importing things into your different groups, and anytime you want to do something to a group or to a layer, try and please do it in another layer. Say I want to put a mustache on myself with the brush tool, a nice pink mustache. Wonderful. At least it's in another layer above layer 3, and I can still move it around, change it. Maybe I need to erase a little bit of it, but at least I'm not, if I want to make it a little bit pointier, at least I'm not destroying the pixels below it, because if I draw directly into here with my brush, I can't move it around because it's part of that piece. Those pixels have forever been changed from what they were, which is the color of my skin and the beard, to pink. Alright, get to work.